Tonight in 7 News, Pfizer for 5-year-olds. Health authorities clear the way for young kids to join the vaccine rollout. Hail, rain and high winds cause havoc across the southeast. Lightning starts a house fire and Christmas carols cancelled. A warning: communities downstream of Gundawindi could be cut off for weeks. The airborne operation to keep supplies coming. Villagers forced to run for their lives as an Indonesian volcano explodes in a toxic cloud of superheated ash. And a Holden goes back-to-back to be crowned King of the Mountain.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Katrina Blowers.
Good evening. Children as young as 5 will be eligible for a COVID vaccination from next month after health authorities gave Pfizer the tick of approval. Queensland is expected to hit 80% double vaxxed this week, the trigger which reopens our borders.
The season for celebrations.
Look at these crabs.
Today it was all smiles with no new local cases.
All right, that's really good.
The Premier feeling somewhat vindicated with children aged 5 to 11 eligible for jabs in January.
Everyone can remember that when I first raised this as an issue, it was dismissed.
The TGA giving Pfizer the green light.
They have made a careful, thorough assessment, determined that it's safe and effective.
The vaccine is 1/3 of an adult dose and has an efficacy of 91%, according to American trials.
There were no safety signals, as we call them, no safety problems identified in those trials.
Emily Davis is a nurse. Her boys will be getting the jab.
Why would you risk putting somebody at risk of a disease when there's options to prevent it?
Carissa Kelly is vaccinated but wants her girls to wait.
We do get their general vaccines and we don't give them a choice in that. However, they've been around a lot longer.
Low testing numbers have once again been raised as a concern, with just over 8,000 people swabbed in the past 24 hours.
We really do need to see more people getting tested.
Queensland is now just days away from reaching 80% double dose.
We've got a meeting tomorrow morning to look at our projections and how we're going.
State borders could be open by the end of this week. Ben Murphy, 7 News.
Hail and heavy rain have made for a wet and wild Saturday night across the southeast. Thousands lost power, a home caught fire, and crowds at the Gold Coast Christmas carols had to scramble for cover.
From a Woolloongabba balcony, first came the storm clouds, then the lightning, before Brisbane was blanketed in rain.
Then the severe thunderstorms moved through the scenic rim, impacting the Gold Coast, Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast.
Thousands were left without power. One lightning bolt suspected of starting a fire in this Sunnybank Hills home.
Fire in the tree first and in the house.
Hail pelted cars at Mount Mee, while the wind at Verisdale almost turned deadly.
Oh my God!
Brooke Setright, lucky to escape uninjured.
Everything was pinned down, and then all of a sudden I was filming and the trampoline just flew up in the air out of nowhere and I almost got hit, so that was, pretty scary.
With the ground already saturated, a minor flood warning was issued for parts of the Logan River. Fortunately, waters quickly subsided overnight. On the Gold Coast, thunderstorms played Grinch at the Mayor's Christmas carols.
We are going to take just a 10-minute break.
The rain sent the audience running for cover, seeking refuge under ponchos and picnic blankets. The crowd was sent home for safety reasons, but when the sky cleared, the show went on. The full concert will be broadcast on Channel 7 at 7 next Saturday night. Elliot Chipper, 7 News.
Now to Tony Auden. And Tony, we have more storms this week.
Yes, Katrina, they're set to build inland from tomorrow, then reaching coastal areas again later in the week. Now here's the storm potential for tomorrow. We can expect most of the activity out towards the Maranoa and Warrego and central west here. Into Tuesday, more widespread thunderstorms also pushing east towards the Downs and the Central Highlands and coalfields. And by Wednesday, storms over much of eastern Queensland and also reaching the southeast coast yet again. Katrina, I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Thanks, Tony. Communities downstream of Gundawindi are being warned some could be cut off through Christmas. As the floodwaters spill out the McIntyre River, farmers are also beginning to count the cost.
Lapping at the edge of town, Tubia locals making the most of a murky situation. Water is everywhere and it's coming in fast. This is the difference in 24 hours.
It's likely that we will see rural properties downstream of Gundawindi that are going to be isolated for at least some days and possibly longer than a month.
Supplies are being sent in by air. Items in hot demand, bread, milk and all the essentials.
Non-stop, sunrise to sunset.
For communities already cut off, the only way in or out is by chopper, isolated from the rest of the world until floodwaters subside. From above, the damage is devastating. Farmers will lose millions of dollars.
Some of those are ripe crops, which will be totally destroyed.
Like roads in and out of Gundawindi.
It'll affect everything. It affects all the food supplies, fuel, everything for the whole community.
Some sections could take months to repair.
Well, Tuesday we tried to get out, so yeah, since then we still can't move.
It's hoped the road to Yalarbin could open as early as tomorrow. Georgie Chumley, 7 News.
A man has been charged with manslaughter after the body of a little girl was found in a Townsville stormwater drain. Police were called to a home in Kelso last night after 2 toddlers were reported missing. The body of the 3-year-old was found just before 8. A 2-year-old was also found alive wandering a nearby street. The body of a 20-year-old Kapalaba chef drowned off the Sunshine Coast has been found. Police divers discovered Travis Davis on the seabed about 4 metres down at Calandra's Shelley Beach shortly after midday. Searches have been underway since yesterday afternoon when Travis and his brother Kerrod became caught in a rip. More than a dozen people have been killed after Indonesia's highest volcano sent a superheated cloud of ash racing down its slopes. Heavy rain turned it into thick mud, swallowing villages.
Scared and running for their lives as Mount Semeru roars to life, spewing ash kilometres into the sky. So thick it plunged some areas into darkness. Locals forced to evacuate. They need assistance like daily necessities, food, drinks, this volunteer says. At least 13 people have been killed. Nearly 100 others have been injured, including 2 pregnant women, mostly for burns, taken to local hospitals. The heavy rain didn't help, turning the lava and ash into thick mud, which inundated villages. 10 people had to be rescued after getting trapped. Semeru also erupted in January, but didn't leave as much damage as this, evident from above. The downpour quickly cleared the skies,
which has actually acted to wash out the volcanic ash from the atmosphere,
with little to no impact on flights going in and coming out of Indonesia.
The airports within the region continued to function as usual throughout the day as well.
But on the ground, the same can't be said, with authorities now facing an almighty clean-up. Matthew Garstunen, 7 News.
The parents of a 15-year-old boy who allegedly gunned down 4 students at a US high school have been found hiding in a warehouse. James and Jennifer Crumley are each charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors argue the couple ignored warning signs and were negligent, buying their son Ethan a handgun for Christmas.
He had total access to this weapon.
When the prosecution is stating that this child had free access to a gun, that is just absolutely not true.
The couple faced court via video link, entering not guilty pleas. Only the Bathurst 1000 could create the drama scene at Mount Panorama today. Crowds returned. The racing was extraordinary and there was even a stray echidna. Chaz Mostert and Lee Holdsworth gave Holden a dominant victory.
The annual pilgrimage to Mount Panorama passed through generations. All ages honouring Australia's sacred day of motorsport.
There's more contact. They're both off the road at high speed. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. He's into the wall.
The S5000s got the juices flowing, almost skidding straight into millions of lounge rooms around the nation. the PM met Dick.
Good stuff.
Jamie Whincup joined the Hall of Fame before his last stand.
Grab me 2 hands and have a decent crack.
Then the great race roared again.
And a great start for car number 11. D'Alberto's got away beautifully.
161 laps, 6 hours or so. Clean for 17 till Tom Randall brought the first safety car. Busted power steering stopped Jack Perkins and a helpless Will Brown.
Not much you can do, that's part of it, isn't it?
Lee Holdsworth sent Chaz Mostert out with a big lead, but the pole sitter hit the brakes.
Mostert is slowing. No way.
Cruelled by a dodgy tyre.
Oh my God.
Just when you think you'd seen it all,
there's an echidna.
A really bad time to cross the road. It brought the safety car, 51 laps to go. Helter-skelter began.
Mostert's in the game, he's dropped the spot.
Another prang, pit lane scramble, stranded Whincup. Clean for hours, then typical Bathurst. Crash, safety car. Breakdown, safety car. Half a lap restart, another crash.
And it's over and out.
Torture for the leaders.
Not a good time to speak to me right now.
16 laps, Mostert v Van Gisbergen, maniacs in these machines.
Second gear, he's closing the margins.
Mostert's so fast, the reigning champ shredded tyres trying to keep up, still limping from a horrific crash 6 years ago. A rise, King Chaz once again.
The 2021 Repco Bathurst 1000 winner is Chaz Mostert.
Lee's first one, how good is that for him? It's bloody awesome. He drove unbelievably.
I'm just stoked to get that one and we're going to enjoy it.
Holden rules the mountain for the 35th time. Matt Carmichael, 7 News.
Big celebrations, Ben. You've got more on the great race in sport.
I do, Katrina. I'm not wearing Chaz Mostert colours like you, but we will hear from the race winner. Hello, everyone. The Ashes captain. Well, he faces off. Pat Cummins makes his first call as Aussie skipper. And defying gravity and knee joints, an Aussie flies into the medals ahead of the Winter Olympics.
Gone off the track into a tree.
40 years since Queensland's Dick Johnson won Bathurst.
Oh, Australia.
Flashback 7 News coming up soon.
Come on, dive in.
Better buckle up. Adventure calls.
The perfect summer. That's what you need.
This is bananas.
Feel the heat.
I'll be seeing you.
Crave the cool.
Did you hear that?
Or bask in the fun. We're dripping with drama and everything you desire.
Welcome to Fantasy 8.
Anybody order hot piece of ass?
Come on in. Let's do summer together.
This is so cool, I want to die.
It's all for you, and it's all for free.
We have a lot of catching up to do.
It's your summer of streaming on 7+.
If you're into cars, now's the time to get into Repco. Because we're ringing the Bathurst! Yep, that's right. We're kicking it up a notch with high-octane deals on the best gear from all your favourite brands. So you can get into the spirit of Bathurst just like we are. Repco, bringing the Bathurst!
At Drake Supermarkets, we've got all the ingredients for Christmas Day. From bonbons to the freshest prawns to the Christmas ham and pudding made by Nan. Merry Christmas from the Drake's family. Drake Supermarkets.
Ingredients for every day.
Mornings taste better with Nutella.
For an action-packed holiday season, Arnie's bringing out the big guns. The Catch app for everything he needs. Like Arnold's shorts and sweater. For anything Christmas and everything else, everyday Aussies, check out Catch.
Now you can scan your Flybuys card at Bunnings Warehouse and Officeworks. Collect points on the latest tech, your DIY deck, Chrissy gifts. And what about this? 2 more places to collect Flybuys points. Get scanning.
At Spotlight, life's what you make it with 40% off all ready-to-hang outdoor blinds, 50% off all cane, blockout eyelet and pencil pleat curtains, and 50% off all ready-to-hang timber Venetian blinds, so you can open it, hang it and keep it cool for less. Sale on now. At Spotlight, it's what you make it.
Listen to your mum, your dad, the past and the future. The good stuff, the hard stuff. But just listen. Because everything is better when you listen. Audible. Start listening today.
We're spinning seafood 24/7. With rich prawn, scallop and champagne pots, only $9.99 a pair. Because you can't overcook Christmas. Aldi. Good. Different.
One of these will require little maintenance over the next 25 years. Here's a hint. For the look of wood, without all of the worry, make sure your next deck is built with Trex. Visit au.trex.com for more inspiration and next steps.
When Bet365 was created, we had a simple vision. We wanted to connect people to every game that matters. We wanted to build the ultimate sports app. So we did. Download the app and see for yourself why Bet365 is the world's favorite online betting company.
Gamble responsibly.
The biggest party of the summer is here.
My goodness me, what a shot that is.
It's live and free and in HD on 7.
That is superb.
The Big Bash is back. Next up on 7.
This Sport Report is brought to you by Bet365. Gamble responsibly.
Well, as you just saw, Holden's Chaz Mostert celebrating his record-breaking weekend at the Bathurst 1000. The owner of the quickest lap around the mountain, now a two-time Great Race winner.
Yeah, look, it was a pretty tough race. When we did that tyre, I thought it was going to be a tough slog, but credit to the guys, this car has been speedy all weekend. We started pole and we won the race, and every time you start on pole, you never think you're going to win it. So credit to this car and credit to the team. All our fans, it's so good to have punters back at the track. So thanks for coming out. I'm out of breath. I left it all out there. Look, I obviously had that tyre drama early in the race. I changed my driving style to stay away from all the curbs and still trying to extract speed. So it's one of those things when you're leading the race with 8 laps to go, you start hearing all these funny noises in the car and you never think you're gonna get there. So I'm just super stoked. But sorry about the in-lap. I saw Gizzy do it last year and I didn't want him to steal all our thunder. So it was so good to go around the track an extra time and see all the fans. It's really cool.
Yeah, they thought it was pretty cool too. Well, Pat Cummins has made his first statement as Australian captain, revealing his team 3 days before the Ashes opener at the Gabba. It wasn't the news Queensland fans were hoping for, with Usman Khawaja missing the cut on a day cricket's greatest rivalry took a back seat.
Australian Test captain number 47. He's got the blazer, inherits the urn, but has it sunk in yet for Pat Cummins?
First time I put on the blazer, actually. It's okay. When we walk out here day one and see a packed house and see all the TV cameras and the start of the summer feels like it's here, I think that's when it'll hit me.
I can't speak for Pat, but I'm sure he'll be extremely excited, and what a stage to do it on as well, an Ashes series.
My job as vice captain is to help him in any way that I can, and we've discussed that a little bit, and I think that partnership's going to grow over time.
Cummins' first duty, firing up the series. His second, announcing his maiden Test team.
Smithy at 4, Trav Head at 5, Cameron Green 6.
Head, not shoulders ahead of Usman Khawaja. The final decision, a tight one.
He kind of got asked by the selectors to go away, work on his game. He's gone over to England, he's churned out runs for South Australia, so he's ready to go.
Paceman Mark Wood lit an Ashes fuse last week, saying he wanted to stick it up the baggy green.
I think it's a bit of a laugh. They'll be more than happy to give it back to me, so, it's all fun and games. It's going to be a great series, very competitive.
Wood's overcome his foot issue, but Ben Stokes' hand is a work in progress. Intensive physio on the run for their X Factor.
He can easily turn a game around just like that, but I'm sure with the squad that we've got out here, hopefully we don't have to rely on him too much.
Jimmy Anderson kept away from the cameras, his captain coy on the 39-year-old's fitness.
Well, he's in our squad, so he's certainly there, and he's a fantastic option.
A Sunday Gabba green top, but...
Come from England, we're used to pretty green wickets, so, we know that within a couple of days' time, the wicket could completely change colour, could look completely different.
It looks like a good wicket. They've done well to get it up with all the rain about in the last few days.
Ben Dobson, 7 News.
And an Englishman could be one of 3 players debuting for the Heat in their Big Bash opener tomorrow night. Ben Duckett's been named in the 14-man squad and brings hot form. In July, the Welsh Fire captain was second highest run scorer in the 100, just what Brisbane need.
We want to dominate a few more games. There was far too many close calls last year where we just got over the line, so we want to be able to go from ball one, be dominant with the bat and the ball.
Yeah, the Heat and Thunder tomorrow night, live and free on the screens of 7. Well, 60 days from the Beijing Winter Olympics and another World Cup podium finish for an Aussie, this time in Finland. Jakara Anthony punched out her best knee-busting, gravity-defying moguls run in the season opener, pulling off her new D-spin 720 manoeuvre. The 23-year-old claims silver.
Yeah, Finland's a little way from home, but I'm so happy to be here and get the opportunity to ski, and to come away with a podium is just unreal.
And 7 is where to watch Jakara and her fellow Aussies the Winter Games early next year. And 7 is the place to watch the Big Bash straight after the news, the Sixers and the big show. Glenn Maxwell stars, can't wait.
We get an early mark, so that's what we'll be doing. Yep. Thanks, Benny. Well, visiting the next entrant in the 4KQ Christmas Lights competition is a little bit like walking into a Christmas disco at 4 Berwick Close in Middle Park. Richard's high-tech setup boasts a 30-minute synchronised lights and music extravaganza using 50,000 individual pixels, all assembled with the help of a crew of friends. He credits this year's fast setup to a very strategic pack-down from last time. You can vote for your favourite in the 7 News People's Choice Award at our website. And after the break, in Flashback Queensland's motor racing fairy tale, Dick Johnson's rough road to Bathurst glory.
We're almost there, Queensland, closing in on 80% double vaccinated.
Know every development as borders reopen.
The Gold Coast bubble, trips to northern New South Wales, the impact on Christmas holidays, the restrictions, how to prove you're vaccinated. This week on 7 News, Queensland's #1.
Tonight, 8:30.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Join Britain's beloved Chris Tarrant as he shows us some of the world's most surprising trains.
I may look like I'm in control, but I'm certainly not.
Chris Tarrant's Extreme Railways, tonight on 7/2.
Choosing between characters isn't easy, but you don't have to choose. You can have the rebels and the rascals, the silly and the sweet. Because when you love great characters, you deserve them all.
Deck those halls, fire up that pudding, stuff that bird. Because you can't overcook Christmas. Aldi, good, different.
I had twins.
I started a new job.
I found my dream car.
I finally asked her out.
We bought an apartment. I said goodbye to my best friend.
Macca's $1 frozen Coke range. Perfect for chilling. But maybe you're feeling a $3 sundae or a $1 soft serve with flake. However you chill, do it with Macca's chillest summer range.
Autobahn's got everything you need for hotter days and cooler cars. Wash up with this Viking Force pressure washer, now just $79, and protect your car with an Armor All Total Protection gift bucket for just $29.99. Autobahn.
I'd like a bar of chocolate, please.
Your change.
Happy birthday, Mum.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Green Christmas.
share. Show you care, no matter where. This year, impress. Less stress, more time. Aussie ham, sublime. That's today's fresh food people.
Good evening. In tonight's BBL opener, it's the reigning champion Sixers that will start as favourites at $1.70 ahead of the Stars at $2.22. We have a market as to whether a batter will score a 50 in the match, where a yes bet returns $1.14 while the no is at $5.50. And Melbourne is your favourite in the most matched Sixers market at $1.72 ahead of Sydney at $2.50, while the tie is at $8.50. Enjoy the cricket and please gamble responsibly.
BBL 11 underway tonight, punter. We cannot wait.
It simply doesn't get any bigger or better, JB. Night 1, BBL 11, the Stars taking on the Sixers. Bragging rights up for grabs here. The Sixers are looking to start a campaign to try and win 3 in a row.
And the Stars, of course, have stars everywhere. It's going to be superb. SCG, can't wait.
Tonight in Flashback, a Queensland motor racing fairy tale. It's 40 years since Dick Johnson won Bathurst, 41 since he lost after colliding with a rock. Both events inextricably linked. Max Futcher reports.
If he keeps that up, I hate to think what the final lap time
Oh, he's hit the fence and he's gone off the track into a tree.
Yeah, that was a little bit unexpected.
Well, good morning, Australia. I'm Mike Raymond for the 7 Network. Welcome to our telecast.
Australia's great race never won by a Queenslander, and in 1980, Dick Johnson was leading.
Oh, we've had another bang, and is that the
Dick,
race?
that's the leader. Dick Johnson. The message we're getting back from our camera position there is he's hit a rock.
Spectators rolled it down the hill.
Unless I can get $40,000 to rebuild the car, you've lost me.
The telecast became a telethon.
Dick, the switchboards at all the 7 stations across Australia are jammed of people who are so upset about what has happened, and they are ringing and just genuinely pledging money to help you.
Cheques flowed in $78,000, so Dick got building to repay the faith.
It gave me as much pressure as I've ever had in any year, so I didn't want to let anyone down.
Public support was enormous.
I'd love to have a beer with Dick to wish him well at Bathurst. And we know this year he'll do the trick.
We have touch-off for the 81 Hardy 1000. Johnson and it's Dick Johnson of Queensland.
But on lap 122...
And we've had a horrendous crash at the top of the mountain.
We cannot have a restart.
Well, that means that Dick Johnson is the winner under those conditions?
Yes, he has won.
The first time a driver had won without crossing the finish line.
You said you owed a lot of people for this race this year.
I owe Australia.
I really felt as though that we'd done our very, very best to pay everyone back for the faith they had in us.
At Mount Panorama this weekend, Dick Johnson as popular as ever, 40 years on from his first Bathurst win.
That has been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid.
What a great story. Time for the weather now. Here's Tony.
Thank you, Katrina. Hello again, everyone. This was the scene at Matapili late yesterday as that line of severe storms hurried across the southeast. You can see this impressive shelf cloud stretching from horizon to horizon. A big thanks to Mr. S Photography for braving the elements and sending in this great shot. Today, much more settled and a little cooler thanks to a southerly wind change. 19 to a top of 28 degrees in Brisbane, make that 26 at the Gold Coast Seaway. On to tomorrow's chart, southeast winds will continue to bring a couple of showers to coastal parts here, while the next round of storms gets going well inland. These thunderstorms should become more widespread later in the week, reaching coastal areas from around Wednesday. Across the nation tomorrow, plenty of cloud for Sydney and Canberra. A different story in Perth, looking at blue sky and a top of 33 degrees. Back to northern Queensland, a possible shower for Cairns, dry in Townsville and Mackay, and a storm on the way for Mount Isa, 36 degrees there. Heading south, storms for Longreach and Roma, then a bit more settled further east. The odd shower possible for Gympie and Toowoomba. In the southeast, a mix of patchy cloud and sunny breaks with the odd passing shower around. 18 to 29 in Ipswich, tops of 27 for both coasts. So in Brisbane, there's that 40% chance of a shower, but it should be dry most of the day. 19 up to 28 degrees. Looking further ahead, a possible shower, 29 on Tuesday, then afternoon storms more likely on Wednesday for the first day of the Ashes test at the Gabba. Likely to ease to showers from Thursday onwards, tops back into the 30s. Katrina, some more unsettled weather on the way.
Thanks, Tony. That is all from us this Sunday. Thanks so much for your company. Live and local news in the morning with Bianca Stone on Sunrise. But now it is time for the Big Bash. Have a great night.